social butterfly, just greeting everybody. Hello. Yes, I didn't get this whole side of the room, but we're about ready. It's about 10:30. Okay. You better take some of the people. How gets so dry with this mask? Yeah. Sure, I have everything together here. Okay. So after you do the invocation, then I'll just read the names of the people on the prayer list. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then after that, I'll do the daily word, and then I'll go back to you for the meditation. Okay. All right. Are you ready, Karen? All right. So good morning, everyone, here in our sanctuary on this beautiful Sunday morning, and welcome to all of our Zoom family who are joining us also today in spirit. We're all joined together as one. My name is Sandy Spurgeon, and I'll be the platform assistant today, and I'm assisting Dr. Nancy Chandere, who will be delivering the message, and our beautiful Kalyani, who will be singing and gracing us with her music today. So we're very excited for that. So to begin the service, we're going to light the Christ candle. So I just ask you to drop into your heart, be fully present here and now in this moment as we begin. In the beginning was the one presence of the undivided and unmanifest pure spirit of life, light, and love. In its generosity, it shared itself, its consciousness, and its love in the visible form of creation. We acknowledge this present within us and as us, the creative energy of the divine feminine and masculine, expressing in all our giftedness and creativity. We acknowledge this presence in our companion, Mother Earth, and in all sentient beings. This universal presence in everything we call the Christ. We light this candle as a visible reminder of that Christ presence, expressing in, as, and through us in this present now moment. It is the truth. Let us own it. So now, if you would like to stand, we're going to start with our opening song, Thank You for This Day.
Good morning, Unity. I would love for us to explore the aligning power of a rhythm to unify us this morning. So this is a percussive song, so call me a control freak, but I would love it if you would clap when I put the eggs together. So let's get started. Here it is. Very good. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Join me. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love. This healing, this healing, this healing love. This healing, this healing, this healing love. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Let's get a move on. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. This healing, this healing, this healing life. This healing, this healing, this healing life. For this day, thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you.
All right, be seated. And now Dr. Nancy is going to give the invocation.
Since my talk is on gratitude, I just want to say thank you all for being here and on Zoom. So hello to everybody on Zoom. Okay, you can join me with your eyes closed or not. It's up to you. As we invoke, in other words, call forth that presence within us and within all things, we can give great thanks to that presence, that power, that wisdom, that love, that light, that is not something yet to be gained. It's not something out there. It is something within all of us at all times, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. It is there for the asking. It is there for the acceptance. So right now we join together in accepting the love and the light and the wisdom and the joy of that presence of the energy of gratitude. We give thanks for ourselves, for each other, for this lovely sanctuary, for our community, for the greater community, and the entire planet, our beautiful, beautiful planet that we love so much. So with great gratitude, great love, I am grateful for this opportunity for all of us to go a little deeper, to go a little higher, to go a little more joyfully. So thank you for your presence.
So we're going to stay in that place of the presence within as we pray for those on our prayer list. We hold them in our hearts, sending that love and light to them and seeing them whole, holy, and complete. We pray now for the passing of Blaine Ross, for his family and friends, Gwen Bennett, Jerry Henderson, Betty Harding, Natalie Mayer, Amay Donaldson, Ali Dowdery, Samani Kai, Casey Kress, Joshua Coons, Justin Becker, Crystal, Charlie and Will McBride, Ralph Rose, Greg Archibald, Christy Bennett, Paul Spoto, John and Claudia Martin, Paxton Baker, Rumi Da, Michelle Demarest, Mike and Candy, Rob and Glenna, Paul, Diane Dyer, Marlene, Humberto Torres, Judith and Larry, Antonio Cortez, Anita, Bill Fingerson, Emma Clay, and family. And for who else do we pray? If you'd like to say the name of someone you'd like to hold in prayer, please feel free to do so. So now we can say our unity prayer. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as our lives, the all-loving goodness of God, and all is well. So now the reading of the daily word. The daily word today is grace. Grace is my constant blessing. I discover grace all around me when I open my eyes, my mind, and my heart to its presence. Grace reminds me that God's love is active everywhere and in every moment. Grace can be as quiet as a whisper. It's in the love I hear in the voice of someone dear and in the warmth and tenderness of a comforting touch. Grace is in the heartfelt welcome I receive when invited into a friend's home. It's the bliss I feel when I know I truly belong. God is the heart of all grace, as goodness and kindness in action, always mine to receive and to give in kind. My growing awareness inspires me to share this activity of God generously by calling it into expression. And from Acts 20:32, and now I commend to you, God, and to the message of his grace, a message that is able to build you up and to give you the inheritance among all who are sanctified. So if you'd like to repeat after me or with me, grace is my constant blessing. Grace is my constant blessing. And so it is. And now we have the song. Now we're moving into our meditation, which Nancy will lead for us.
My talk today is, as you've seen in the program, is about gratitude as an inside job. So I'll be speaking about that a little bit later. But right now, join me, please, in a meditation, closing your eyes if you like. It's up to you. And I just want to share that I really believe that gratitude is not a compartmentalized aspect of self, nor is it a thing. It's an actual energy, just like the energies of love and light and joy. And as you bring into focus something that you have been or are right now very, very grateful about, something that wasn't necessarily a thing given to you, but it's that radiation of gratitude and joy and love within you. Can you tune into that right now, just feeling it, maybe feeling the energy of it in your body. And while you do that, see if you can surrender to even more that experience of gratitude is giving you and has given you. And while you do that, be aware of any sensations in your body. You might not feel anything, or you might feel something a little bit subtle, maybe different than you ordinarily feel. But if you can, accept these feelings as a really ever-present and important part of you, and allow these energies to open you to a new way to experience your spiritual self. And as we continue with a receptive place, please repeat after me, either quietly to yourself or silently. I am grateful for the light within me. I am grateful for the person to my left. I am grateful for the light within the person to my right. I am grateful for the light within the person behind me. I'm grateful for the light within the person in front of me. I am grateful for the light within everyone and everything. I am grateful for the light. I am grateful. And just open your eyes when you're ready.
And so now we're going to move on to a song called I'm So Grateful.
You didn't even know we were going to play this song, did you?
Perfect.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. Join me, please. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
Okay, I apologize that I will not be meeting and greeting with you after service. I'm getting my J&J booster in about a week, and I've been advised that it's best to just kind of stay cool until that's sunk in, I guess. So I know that some of you don't know me. We haven't met or been together a whole lot. So, and it's kind of hard to tell with masks on, isn't it? That's such a wonderful gift, you know? It's like we get to really see each other and we get to look into each other's eyes. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, because a lot of you don't know me, I'd like to tell you a little bit about my background. It's this wonderful photograph of trees in our area with golden curtains and golden and white curtains and these beautiful candles and flowers. You want me to go on? That's my background. Besides Sandy, which is really a lovely thing. A little slow on the uptake there, guys. You know, I've used that one for years when I give talks. So when I give another talk here, somebody, please tell me, you've already used the background joke. Don't use that again. Okay, so the title of my talk today is Gratitude, It's an Inside Job. I'd like to start by sharing an experience that we all can relate to here. This was last summer, August of 2020. And my road is parallel to Jones Bar, where the big fire happened last summer. And so when we were, I have a lovely neighbor who lives in her house. We have two houses on the property. It was a big property. And so she and I had been assisting each other in various ways to get packed and to do the go bags and pack our cars. And she was needing to know the right moment to pack her cats. At that time, I think she had 4. So she and I were waiting for the evacuation call or email or something. We never got that. And I was really shaky, literally shaky, as I was packing and doing all this stuff. And I could hardly speak because I was so shaky. And I was obviously very anxious. And we both knew intuitively in this moment, this really special moment, we both knew our intuition, our guides, our guidance, the presence, whatever you want to call it, knew that we had to get out then. And so in that moment, I stopped shaking. I stopped being anxious. I stopped being scared. And even the thought of losing my home didn't affect me at all. I just knew that I was being told to leave. And as we drove our cars down the road, up the road came several fire trucks and various people from the fire department. So from that point on, we evacuated for about 4 days or so. From that point on, I just had this increase in gratitude. And it wasn't, well, I guess I could attach reasons for that gratitude, but it was a feeling that grew within me over those 4 days. And I was so relaxed during those 4 days, even with the thought of losing my home. Some of you, I just send you lots of love if you did in any of our fires that we've had. If you've lost your homes or part of your neighborhood or landscaping or whatever. We are all going through this very difficult time, but also a time that will bring us through in new ways that we can hardly imagine right now. So during that time, I believe it was the second day, that I learned that a fireman, instead of going home the night before, had decided to drive up our street and park at the very top. And at some point, he looked down into the canyon, the river canyon, and he saw the fire had shifted and was coming roaring up toward our neighborhood, where we have, I think, 30 or 35 homes. And because he was there and he saw that, he was able to get on his phone and call everybody, and they saved our entire neighborhood. They just kicked that fire back. That's another reason that I felt so grateful. But again, during those 4 days of, I'd say, incubation, while I was away from home, I just knew that there was something else going on within me. So what I was doing was I was acknowledging, and so real true gratitude, not for things necessarily, but true gratitude begins with an acknowledgement of the situation and shifting into a higher level of awareness, where we find that our perceptions change. We start looking at things differently when we come from that ever-present sense of gratitude, that power of gratitude. Sometimes, however, we may feel obligated when we're given a material gift by somebody, and we miss the true essence of gratitude by mistaking it as something given to us that we have to be grateful for. And that belief is being grateful for something from outside ourselves. We often miss what's going on energetically within that consciousness of gratitude within ourselves. So maybe you can remember that next time someone gives you a gift. And you know how so many people might, I've done this too. I think we've all done this. Someone gives you a material gift and you say something like, oh, you shouldn't have, or, oh, I don't deserve it, or something like that. And of course, that just totally wipes out your opportunity to really feel gratitude the way it really is in its presence and power. So maybe we can be silly for a minute. If you can imagine a very long cartoon strip, and the first panel is someone giving a very beautifully wrapped gift to a friend. And the next panel is the friend saying, oh, you shouldn't have, oh, I don't deserve it. And the third panel is that person, the receiver, walking away, scratching her head and saying, oh my gosh, what do I give her in return? And then the next panel is where she comes and gives a gift to the original giver. And because I said this was a long comic strip, cartoon strip, it keeps going on and on and on. Now, that's really silly, and it's a big exaggeration, of course. But it is something that can get started in consciousness, something that gets started energetically in our consciousness. And we can just really lose the point, lose the gift, the real gift of that person liking us or loving us enough to give us that. I know I've been guilty of that, where, oh, no, I didn't want that. Or, oh, no, that's the wrong whatever. Or, oh, no, you shouldn't have done that. And I've been learning over the past few years, especially because of all the fires, that's really opened my gratitude chakra, so to speak. So when we remember where that gratitude really comes from, and because we are creations of the great creator, God, goddess, spirit, whatever you like to call it, we are imbued with gratitude. It's a natural state, just like our human bodies breathe naturally. Gratitude is a natural state like that. Now, I want to switch this out and bring up the idea of the hard stuff. I guess we could ring the gong for that one, or a drum roll. Because we tend to think of gratitude as something created by a positive experience, we tend to forget that the power of gratitude is born as well from being willing to be grateful for events and feelings that are really hard, that are really difficult, scary, frightening, upsetting in various ways. And doing this, while we're in the process of doing this, we need to shift it to bringing it back to that habit of acknowledging everything that we're experiencing, not judging, but acknowledging, and realizing that this may very well be an important teaching that will help us grow as human beings as well as spiritual beings. So in that process, we can transmute that belief, if we have it, of being a victim of circumstance. I'm a victim of that experience. I'm a victim of that person. When we really allow ourselves to open up that gratitude chakra, so to speak, we release that idea that we are a victim. We're no longer a victim. We are part of the whole experience. And being grateful for hard times and challenges opens up that space. It's actual energetic space that opens up within us that's previously been filled with hard stuff and things that we don't want to look at, and our egos don't want us to look at. And so we have an opportunity to grow our spiritual evolution by acknowledging and accepting and just being open to what this whole process that has been so upsetting and difficult has to teach us, has to help us to grow. When I was working as a dean at the Church of Religious Science, which is now Centers for Spiritual Living, I was in Los Angeles at the headquarters, and this was in the 70s, early 70s. And one of the catch metaphysical phrases at that time was when someone would be suffering from a cold at work or going through an upsetting situation, someone would invariably come along and say, "Oh, you're not feeling well? That must be stinking thinking." And now I'm very happy to say that I haven't heard that in years from any organization that I tap into. But this is a very critical, unthinking, unfeeling, and inexperienced way of actually not dealing with something. I mean, can you picture yourself doing that, saying that to somebody? Can you picture yourself being that person and being told you have just experienced or you just created stinking thinking? You feel shame, you feel guilt, you feel bad, worse than you did before the person said that, right? So that's just, once again, an exaggerated experience or example, but it is also something to keep in mind, because the experience of gratitude can apply to even situations like that. If someone is criticizing you, we can learn to change our reception of that to learn something that's teaching us. We're going to be learning something from that experience. That person is there standing in front of us saying that, which hurts, but we know that we're going to learn something from it. One of the things that we can include is, after we're not with that person anymore, maybe send blessings or prayers to that person, and as much as we can, forgive that person. But mainly dealing with gratitude within us. What did I learn from that? Is she a reflection of me? If so, what is she mirroring back to me about me? So it's really opportunities that we're looking at whenever those difficult things come up. And I know I'm kind of downplaying the huge things like losing our house in a fire, or a friend having cancer, or going through cancer yourself, or some kind of serious illness. How do we find the blessing? How do we find the gift in that? If we keep opening our hearts, if we keep making space within us that's been taken up by the fear of this thing, we will join with our soul self and begin to fill that space with love and healing and light and everything that we generally are. Well, not even generally, that we are for sure. So I have 4 suggestions to help you to appreciate these difficult times in your life when they arise. And suggestion number 1 is, I feel, the most important: allowing ourselves to feel our pain and suffering when that's happening. And that's something that is hard for a lot of people. It's like, no, I don't want to feel this. It feels too bad. I don't want to feel this. And we do something else. We try to get our attention, move our attention onto something else. And of course, if we've done that, I think all of us must have, I have, it doesn't do any good. It just tends to make it feel worse. So, number 2 is, don't try to analyze the situation, and especially not your feelings about it. Don't analyze your feelings. That's pretty much impossible anyway. But when you're in the depths of it, just stay away from analysis of that. Because what you're doing is calling in your left brain, which then tries to intellectualize it. And that also calls in the ego. And the ego tries to find ways to discount or deny your feelings. And that's actually the ego's job, to protect us from unpleasant things. That's what it thinks that it's doing for us, but it's really not. It's kind of like if you get a bad cut on your hand, and you shake your finger at it and say, shame, 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 that's terrible, or you want to throw that away. It's the same thing. It's a silly example, but it's the same thing as allowing your ego to say, no, 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 those feelings that you're having are not important. How could they not be? No matter how great or how small, relatively speaking, are any of our issues or challenges or problems, they're all important. Okay, suggestion number 3 is to remember that the purpose of the challenge will reveal itself as the suffering morphs into that expanded state or that space within consciousness. And it can be filled, excuse me, with whatever the soul wants to bring in. And the difficulty here is that as that stuff begins to melt and move out of that hard rock within us, it's difficult because we don't know what's up ahead. It's like, well, yeah, but if I give up this negative stuff, what's going to fill in? Where am I going? Where am I going to be led? You know, what's that all about? So that's difficult to do. But number 4 is giving thanks for having drawn the experience to us. Now, you may think I'm crazy for saying that, but for the gift within that experience, that's what we can be grateful for, no matter how hard the situation has been. I'll just repeat that. Give thanks for having drawn the experience to you, no matter how hard it was. And that's where we get to face the part of us that says, poor me, or, oh, I'm a victim, or, you know, I'm really not up to this, and, you know, I shouldn't have to deal with this sort of thing. No, we're giving thanks for that experience because there's a rich, just a beautiful, rich gift within us, just waiting for us to become consciously aware of it. And Ralph Waldo Emerson advised us to cultivate the habit of being grateful for everything that comes to you and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. And I've been very interested in the various study projects that the Harvard Medical School has been doing the last several years. Any of you take Homer Nottingham's Qigong or Tai Chi classes, you know about Harvard Medical School. And there are many other medical schools that are doing studies now on gratitude, the positive benefits of gratitude. And they say that it can really raise your health, raise your life, I say spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So in all those areas, all those aspects of us, we can really accept gratitude in the deepest way and watch those things improve. In the latest study, excuse me, I've got to take a drink. Okay. So this is what's being learned at these universities so far. There are two positive psychologists, Dr. Robert Emmons of UC Davis and Dr. Michael McCullough of the University of Miami. And they had two groups. They asked one group to spend 10 weeks writing down daily whatever they were grateful for. The other group, they were to do the same thing, a writing experience for 10 weeks. But every day they would write down what they were displeased with, what they were irritated by, which they were feeling bad about. So at the end of those 10 weeks, you're probably already knowing what I'm going to say, the gratitude group ended up feeling more optimistic. They were healthier, and they even exercised more. So there's some really wonderful gifts in expressing gratitude. And in another study, Dr. Martin Seligman, who's known as the father of positive psychology, which is an actual area of psychology that's totally accepted now in all of the psychology disciplines. And this is actually, actually, I'll move back a little bit. Several years ago, I was thinking that I was really tired of doing the more clinical approach when I would be working with counseling clients. And I almost gave up my work. I was thinking seriously about finding some other work to do because I just couldn't stand that clinical approach. But when I started thinking about it and wondering what I could do to change that, and I just happened to run across some books that were by these positive psychologists, I realized that instead of helping people find out what was wrong with them, what I wanted to do and what I started doing to great effect was to help people find the pony in the manure pile. We've heard that one before. So what Dr. Seligman did was he had a group in his lab, and he asked them to write a thank you letter to someone that they had neglected to send a thank you to or call and say thank you. So they're writing in his lab, they're writing to close your eyes right now, if you would like to. It's up to you. And join me now in envisioning the divine energy of gratitude within you. Not gratitude about things, but rather as what channeler Paul Selig would advise, to be grateful about who you are, what you are, and how you serve. Just spend a few moments thinking about that, being grateful for who you are, what you are, and how you serve just by being you. So as you open your eyes again, feel the energy of gratitude all around you. Can you feel it vibrating in the room? Is there a difference between when you first came in and sat down and what you're feeling now? Some of us are a little bit more sensitive to energies because maybe we've done it longer as a habit. Can you feel it? Can you feel that energy of gratitude? I'm certainly grateful for you, for your presence, both here and on Zoom. And I thank you all for your presence. Namaste. I also want to suggest that if you go by the bookstore, I have 2 of my books and my CD, which is 2 half-hour guided imagery meditations with music that was specifically composed by a really wonderful musician specifically for those meditations. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for a beautiful reminder of gratitude, especially as we are here in the week of Thanksgiving, a time to really express our gratitude to our loved ones and to this loving community as well. So we are moving into our power statement. Let's see. The power statement for November, the power of release. Whatever I release will bless me. So if you want to say that as well, whatever I release will bless me. And now our time for our love offering. And again, to me, the love offering time is really a time, an expression of gratitude. Gratitude for community, gratitude for this beautiful sanctuary and all the love that we experience here in unity in the Gold Country. And we give in love. That's the idea here, is to give in love. So we have a prosperity affirmation. I'd like you to join me in saying this. My heart is open to receive and grateful for all my good. I give fearlessly and with love. So we have a basket here in the front if you'd like to put your offering in the basket. And if not, you can also give online at unityinthegoldcountry.us. And now we have special music with Kalyani.
Thank you. I just feel this is a really spirit-led service because of I realized I wasn't really excited about the song I was going to play, and so this morning I was looking through some old songs and I thought, oh, that's the one, and then hopefully this, I did bring some CDs, by the way. I know Christmas is coming and spiritual music can be very helpful and for loved ones, so. This is called Broken Open. Sometimes it feels like I've been broken, but I know in my heart I've been broken. Open to receive all of life's blessings. What does it look like, this dream coming true? I don't have to learn the hard way anymore. Let the lessons come easy, let them be easy from now on. I don't want to learn the hard way anymore. I let it in easy, let it go easy with love and grace. So if absolutely anything is possible, what does it look like, this dream coming true? If the sun shines or the rain falls, I give thanks and I ask to see clearly through it all. I don't have to learn the hard way anymore. Let the lessons come easy, may they be easy forevermore. I don't have to learn the hard way anymore. I let it in easy, breathe it out easy with love and grace. If sometimes it feels like you've been broken, maybe that's what it takes to be broken. Hoping to share all the gifts that you've been hiding. What does it look like, your dream coming true? If we don't have to learn the hard way anymore, let the lessons come easy, they shall be easier forevermore. If we don't have to learn the hard way anymore, we can breathe it in easy, breathe it out easy with love and grace. La 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 la. Let the wisdom and shine inside, let it shine out into the world. Let the love in your heart, let it shine out into the world. Yeah, let it shine out into the world. The great peace of your mind, let it shine out into the world, so we can see it.
That was a perfect choice, Kalyani. Yes. So 2021, a year of renewal, transformation, and awakening, healing and wonder, as we allow ourselves to be broken open, as Kalyani sang to us. So I have some announcements. This is a really fun one. Inspiring Women have an upcoming event planned for Sunday, December 19th from 2 to 4. And it's going to be Christmas carols and mystery gift exchange. Bring friends or family, and details will be in the e-bulletin. And I went to the very first one that we had, or just the one we had just a couple weeks ago, and it was really fun. So if you're so inspired, come and join us for some Christmas joy and fellowship. Special spiritual exploration on Tuesday, 11:23, and Tuesday, 11:30. Marlene Bottenfield will be our facilitator, focusing on the depth and expansiveness of meditation. Be sure to join us on Zoom at 10 a.m. for this very special experience. Marlene is planning on doing a series on meditation in the new year, so you might want to whet your appetite with these 2 sessions. And Marlene's wonderful at leading meditation, so I think you'll really enjoy that experience. We have a special Christmas wrapping at your service. It's a fundraiser. Leslie and Claire are putting together a coordinating gift wrapping. So if you have your gifts ready to be wrapped, then you can bring them to the workshop on December 1st. 10 to 1 p.m. And more details will be in the e-bulletin, but it's a wonderful way to raise a little money and have a little fun and see the creativity of those wrapping gifts, which I'm sure will be wonderful. A Course in Miracles is being offered again. If you're interested in joining an in-person Course in Miracles group, Lynn Sloan is starting the ACIM meetings once a month, on a once-a-month basis. The meetings will be on the first Thursday of each month, 6:30 to 8 p.m., starting on December 2nd. And you're welcome to call in for more information. And our change for change. You could always drop change if you have extra change in your pocket or in your purse. Change for change this month is going for the Food Bank of Nevada County. So whatever you have in change, if you drop it in the basket, in the front or in the back, we'll make sure that that goes to the food bank this month. Okay. So now we have our prayer for protection. If you'd like to stand and join in. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, because I am, and all is well. And now we have our closing song, I Choose Love.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are part of each other. We are one. One tie that binds us can't be undone.
So on behalf of everyone at Unity in the Gold Country, I wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving, and so grateful that you came today to join us for service, and have a wonderful week and a blessed Thanksgiving.
Counting my blessings, I'm counting my blessings. There is so much to be thankful for. Counting my blessings, counting my blessings. I don't live in the dark anymore. Counting my blessings, counting my blessings.